Hola, hola everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Roxanne. If it's your first time here, then welcome. I apologize if the lighting is a little bit weird. The sun is setting, but I really wanted to get everything filmed. So I'll talk to you all about the books that I plan to read during the month of May. And this is basically just a bunch of books that I've had on my shelves for a very, very long time that I finally want to get to. My project every year, as I've said a bunch of times now, it feels like, is to read all of the books that I had on my shelves at the beginning of the year. So these are books that I had, you know, January 1st, 2021, and that I've had for a really long time, and I finally want to be able to make time for them. And so yeah, I was talking to a friend about it. I think he called it most procrastinated May or something like that, because obviously I feel like we have a lot of alliteration when it comes to themed month reading events. So this is my most procrastinated May TBR. So the first is a contemporary just fiction novel called By the Book by Julia Sunborn. I don't really remember much about this. I think I just got it because it's a book about books. It'll probably be a cozy fiction read, and I always enjoy those. I think it's maybe about a woman who has graduated but doesn't know what she's doing with her life. I'm not sure. I don't really remember. All I know is that it's a book about books, and that is one of my sort of keywords of things that I really enjoy, and not really a subgenre, but I guess a theme of books that I really enjoy are books about books, bookstores, libraries, things like that. Then is A Paper and Fire by Rachel Kane. This is the second in the Great Library series. I might have to reread the first because it's been so long since I read it that I don't remember the sort of minutia of the plot, so I might have to reread it or listen to it quickly on audio before I start this one. But this is a YA fantasy where the Library of Alexandria is still around, and they control all knowledge. Not necessarily in the best way, so yes. Then we have Sense and Sensibility by Jane Austen. I read this years and years ago, but I gotta say I don't know if I just really wasn't paying attention to what I was reading or what, but I don't really remember much about it. I don't remember how I felt. I remember I've seen one of the adaptations for it and absolutely fell in love with it. So yeah, I'm just trying to go through Jane Austen again as an adult and really just take in the stories. I did Mansfield Park 2 years ago, and yeah, sorry, the sun is like, and I loved it so much, and I felt like I was really able to dig into the story. Y'all know that my favorite book is Pride and Prejudice. I reread it every year. I've read it a million times, so I know that I love her books. I just want to be able to feel that love, and like I've really dug into the story for each one and not just sort of read it just because. Then I want to finish The Lord of the Rings, so we have The Two Towers and Return of the King. So these are volumes 2 and 3 of the Lord of the Rings. And yeah, I read Fellowship of the Ring in December and absolutely loved it. So I'm sure that I will love these just as much. It'll be so good to feel like I finally have it finished, and like I can say, you know, I read it and loved it and know what it's about and all that. So then we have 2 Puerto Rican authors. I have America's Dream by Esmeralda Santiago. This is a novel by Esmeralda Santiago. I've only read her nonfiction thus far, and this is about a woman who moves from Puerto Rico to New York, I believe. Yeah, to Westchester County. Very cool. And she like becomes a nanny for a family. I think it's sort of about the American dream, and sort of what that means to this particular woman from Puerto Rico. But I don't know much about it because, as you all know, I don't really like to know much about my books before I go into them. And then I believe this is a collection. Yeah, this is a collection of short stories. This is called Sweet Diamond Dust by Rosario Ferrer. I don't typically like to read short story collections, but she is a Puerto Rican author. In fact, she's from Ponce, which is where I was born and where my family still lives. And so I'm gonna read it. And I don't think that there's like any audiobook or anything like that for this, so I will sort of sit with this one and read it in, you know, in physical form. So that should be interesting. Hopefully I'm able to get to this one, and I love it because I don't tend to like short story collections, but I really want to like that one. And then we have another YA, and that is Neverworld Wake by Marisha Pessl. She is the author of Night Film and Special Topics in Calamity Physics. Both of those are either not so much, I don't know that so many people have read Special Topics in Calamity Physics. That's a really weird fucking book. So is Night Film, but I feel like Special Topics in Calamity Physics it takes some left turns, really strange ones. But yeah, for Night Film, I think people either love it or hate it. I loved it when I read it, but I 100,000% understand people who hate it, especially hate the ending of it. But yeah, so this is, I think, what was at the time, I don't know if she's written anything else since then, her first YA, if I'm not mistaken. And this is, I think, a sci-fi YA. And I don't know anything about it except for the fact that it was written by Marisha Pessl. And despite the fact that I understand the faults, all of the faults in her other two books, like, I enjoyed my time with them, and they're so weird that, yeah, I kind of dig it. But like I said, I really understand. I really understand people who don't like them. So yeah, this one was just kind of like an author by. I don't really read that much YA. I have two here. So I just had them for such a long time because from a time when I read more YA. So yeah, we'll see how I get on with these. I also have some books, some Lumberjane volumes that I bought back when I was still buying graphic novels. They're volumes 3 and 4. I might see if I could get those in as ebooks, because that's how I've been reading graphic novels now, has been via ebook. So those are the books that I plan to read. These are the physical books that from my shelf that I plan to read for May. I have been doing a lot of audiobook listening as well to supplement, so these are just the ones from my shelves that I want to prioritize. I'm sure I will find other books to listen to while I'm at work and things like that, and you'll see all of those in my May wrap-up and in my May vlog. As always, thank you for watching and for listening. Let me know if you're particularly excited about me reading any of these. Let me know what you'll be reading in the month of May. As always, love you all.